Trackhouse announced a third charter. SVG will drive the 88, letting Zane Smith go.
Man, that's a tough one for Zane Smith. I'm a little closer to the situation than I probably should, because I've not mentored Zane, but I've talked to Zane quite a bit through his NASCAR career, and kind of given advice on different situations as they arise and different opportunities. But man, this certainly put a tough spot on Zane, because he thought he had a long-term future at Trackhouse. He foregoed other opportunities in Cup Series to take this opportunity with Trackhouse, and then when you get let go, you've then lost out on your other opportunities. And so, not ideal for Zane Smith. And certainly, I would back Zane when it comes to what the future might hold. I think he's coming into his own. I think you have not seen the best Zane Smith yet. You're only starting to see now what he can do. I think he's had some really great finishes. Again, they were one of the teams that, they were really bad at the beginning of the year. Terrible. And then they've turned the corner. For whatever reason, over the last 10 weeks, they've turned the corner, and they're starting to get going. And now Zane's got to kind of regroup and figure out where to go with his career from here. So I think he's a good enough talent that he is going to get a good opportunity, a winning opportunity somewhere. I hope it's in Cup.
Yeah, since Nashville, he's only finished outside the top 20 twice. So that's 8 to 9 races there since Nashville.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So you don't necessarily think that this season and the way it went for the 71 car is necessarily a black eye on Zane's young Cup Series career. We see a lot of young guys come up, they get in, cars that aren't as good as other cars.
Really? It was a third, wasn't it an additional team? This was a new team for Spire, right? The third charter? They didn't have 3 cars last year. I think that's correct. So this is a new car, new team with at the time, mid-tier team. So, what are your expectations, right? But I think he's taken it to the next level from what I've seen, and you just read results that show that he's, when given a little bit of experience, now half a season, he's already turned the corner to being twice as good as he was at the beginning of the season. So what is he going to do a year from now, 2 years from now? So I think the ceiling's pretty high on him. I think he'll get picked up by somebody who sees it.
But from a Trackhouse standpoint, though, SVG basically guarantees you a playoff berth, most likely with his road course, street course racing.
I think that this, certainly, Trackhouse brought SVG in last year. Is that correct? Last year, and it started kind of this long-term plan to try to get him, into Cup one day, and they were going to kind of see how it played out through other series. I don't think that there's any question that SVG can get you in the playoffs as long as road courses are on a schedule. And that certainly, we talked about the financial implications of that's a factor, right? There's a commercial decision to be made as well as a intellectual decision. And I think that they feel that this is their best path. And there's a lot of things that go into it. Certainly sponsorship. We cannot run these cars without sponsorship. And so if SVG has a leg up on sponsorship, and you're already thinking, well, it's 50-50, then you're going to make a commercial decision, and I understand that.
This kind of reminded me of, in football, you'll see a player get cut because they're drafted a hot shot player and they're going to invest in them. That kind of is what I feel like with Zane Smith, is he's just the collateral of that because they've got this hot shot driver.
Eventually you're just out of seat numbers, right? And I think before letting Zane go, they had 5 for 3, right? You still got Connor Zillich sitting over there. And you got to think that one day, as long as they're able to keep him, then you still have an odd man out somewhere. But that's you can't fault Trackhouse on investing in their future, right? They're investing, that they've got this alliance with Colleague. I think they got this alliance with Spire. They got this alliance with Junior Motorsports. Like, they're at least spending money to give these young drivers opportunities. If it's not with them, with someone else. So I kind of can appreciate what they're doing to try to build up their driver pool.
Has that always been a thing in the past where a team would invest in drivers that aren't even racing for them directly at the cup level? Or are they doing something
it's
more?
It's changed over time. Once upon a time, a billion years ago when I started, we would just, Joe Gibbs Racing or Hendrick Motorsports would just start a Xfinity team, right? Or what have you. It's just a different world now. Where it's, it just doesn't make sense. Even the cup teams have seen it, running Xfinity just financially is not ideal. So you go to a existing team that already has the infrastructure, the people and the cars, and you just say, okay, well, I'll give you X amount of dollars to run this person. And really we've seen that that's kind of what the Xfinity series has morphed itself into, is to, it's drivers that are, others are investing money in to go compete there or just get them ready for the next level.
It's interesting, though, that this regular season format has more or less created SVG's opportunity in Cup next year, right? Because
exactly,
Trackhouse looks at this as, okay, we have Zane Smith.
Yeah, because realistically, I mean, not to jump over you, but I mean, if SVG is top 25 in points next year, I'd be shocked. I really would.
But he has a great chance to go win one
but
of the many road
he's
courses.
likely just going to go win a road course and then find themselves 16th or better.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they keep multiple road courses in the playoffs, he could, I don't know, he could go to the top 8. I don't know.
He's 12th in points in Xfinity. So to your point, like it's not like he's, crushing it there. I mean, he's doing well, but
it's hard. This is hard. It takes time to learn. And what I can appreciate is when I watch Xfinity races, SVG does, for the most part, take care of his equipment, and he gets better as the race goes. That's all you can really ask from him. And so I think this is really just a decision to say, okay, well, he's going to be our best path to do what we want to accomplish in the short term. And let's see how this all pans out, and can he continue to get better on the ovals? And I think he will.
I got a review here from Gabe. And they say, well, I'm not an at-track fan. I don't mean that in a bad way. I think you're an awesome guy. I absolutely love the podcast and can't wait for it to drop every week.
Sounds like a common theme.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for the review, Gabe. We'll see you at a racetrack soon. I don't have anything else. What about you guys?
Make sure to rate, review, follow wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe, please, on YouTube. And we will see you guys post Darlington win.